He grabs her hood. Wrong move. Miyagi steps in, heart pounding, thinking, if I bail now, I'm just running again. So he opens his mouth, and chaos answers. In a cramped cave of cups and trash, Nina leans into the glow and fires her intro. She thanks everyone, voice bright, hands shaking under the blanket. She needs this first impression to stick, or chat stays quiet tomorrow. In her head she whispers, do not choke now. Chat floods fast. Greetings, compliments, and the classic, what are you even doing here? Some whisper the scene is already packed with avatars. Pressure climbs, but curiosity holds them. Somewhere dark, a phone blooms like a tiny sun. Thumbs hover, the wallet starts sweating. A soft breath, a tap, decision made. A bright banner hits, 500 yen. The sender says it is their first time catching this kind of stream and tells her, do your best. Another viewer cheers the super chat, hyping the moment.
Nina jolts a donation. She trips on the name, trying to sound respectful. Do not mess this up, she thinks. Smile steady, voice warmer. She thanks them and asks if they found her by chance in that ocean of streams. She admits she is happy, like actually happy.
A memory opens, soft lights and flowers. Thank you for finding me, someone once said, and it hit like sunrise. That line became her reason to go live tonight. Because of that day, the feeling grew. She likes them. She fell in love, simple and unstoppable. Her heartbeat still echoes. Want part 2? Drop a comment for part 2 below. Gossip crackles outside the bright store. Someone whispers, do you know him? Inside, eyes slide to the quiet clerk, Miyagi. They say he used to code at a big company. Curiosity spikes. So why is he stocking shelves here now? They pile on, saying a fiancé Guli 9 dumped him, and the shock scrambled his head. His name tag reads Miyagi. His gaze stays low. One voice tuts that broken hearts stop young people from working. He does not flinch, but his fingers tighten around the pen. Quiet hallway, same whispers. The source? A knee stuck 98 was Remedian Ziri, Juk 99's boyfriend, of course. They pity a 27-year-old, single, part-timer. They even feel sorry for his parents. Spicy take, zero empathy. Miyagi hears it all. He recognizes Suzuki-san and Saito-san from the morning service. He thinks, at least slander me when I am off the clock. A breath slips out, shoulders sink. It is ugly, but it is true, he admits, for now. In the office, his senior co-worker walked away, and 4 years folded like paper. Rumors spread faster than messages. Every laugh felt aimed at his back. He reached out, but pride kept his hand hovering. On the Dr. Riddy 2 Weirdary, dozen 99's orders, he quit. Days blurred, dishes piled, garbage bags became roommates. He stopped living and just existed until a bright aisle cut through the fog and someone called Miyagi-kun. In that glow, he swears he met her. The owner beams, pointing at a glossy display. This is the event you have been waiting for, Miyagi-kun. His heart skips. That is it. He asks if he can draw, voice careful. The owner nods. You are clocked out, so go have fun. He reaches in, pulls a ticket, and unfolds a letter D prize. Tanpapo Akari, a rubber strap. Not the top hit, but it shines in his palm. A tiny scan code glints like a badge of honor. Teasing flies. Is she the girl you like? He fumbles, face hot, says he barely knows her. Inside he winces. If only it were that simple. Truth nudges through the glass doors. The one he likes is not a coworker, it is you, Amasa Nina. Angel wings on a poster, a smile bright enough to charge a dead phone. Anime logic, but his heart buys the season pass. Nina is a virtual YouTuber who debuted this year. Her free-flowing chat streams feel like a warm room. Clips keep trending and her channel blooms. For him as a viewer, that is real. Because of her, he clawed back enough to work part-time. Each shift starts with a little hope, not dread. Fingers curl around a tiny Nina keychain. It is small, but it anchors him. He whispers a promise to keep going. For part 2, comment Nina below. He blew his last cash chasing Nina in those lottery draws. Wallet empty, pride even thinner. He knows it, but his hand still reaches for one more shot. Rent demands tribute, water can wait. He runs the math only anxious people run, choosing which bill to starve. By the park sign he stalls, bag sagging at his side. The quiet street hums, his eyes sink, already tired of being an adult. He thinks, I am so done with this grind. His gaze catches that girl. Not a siren yet, more like a thorn he cannot stop touching. She is here again today. Same bench, same silence. He pretends to look past her while his brain circles the why. He wonders if she is a student and why she is out in the daytime. Maybe a runaway. The thought lands heavy, like guilt he did not order. He watches the empty street. Nothing moves but his worry. Even the leaves feel on cooldown. That was close. He dodged eye contact because anime logic says looking at a younger girl means instant trouble. His intent is clean, yet panic still whispers. He swears they would report him as a creep. Imagine suits and strangers smirk and judge. He argues with nobody, sure he would be blamed anyway. He swore not to feel that shame again, the kind that bends your spine while faceless crowds breathe down your neck. Suddenly, a voice cuts through the wires overhead, calling, wait! He freezes mid-step, heart braced for impact. That voice. Recognition clicks, and hope tangles with dread. She beams and holds up his tiny angel keychain. You dropped this. Relief washes over him like cool water. He jolts as she lifts his angel keychain, her smile way too bright for his heartbeat. He squeaks, claims it is his, and blurts an apology. Embarrassment spikes. That tiny charm feels like a spotlight. She chirps a thanks and bounces away, and his brain screams, did she catch me looking? He imagines the fallout, stomach dropping as the metal stairs loom. If she noticed, it is not just bad, it is catastrophic. At his door, he jiggles the handle, gentle at first, then desperate. No click, no mercy. The lock just stares back, smug. Cold sweat slides down his cheek. Did he lose his house keys? He goes with the plan. Call property management right now. His hand dives into his pocket. Of course the phone is dead. Perfect. The night air bites harder. Behind him, a voice calls out, hey! Across the railing, the blonde girl asks if he is in trouble. Timing so perfect it hurts. He hesitates, pride versus reality, then nods. She waits, steady. In his head, say yes before the universe changes its mind. On her phone, he secures a rescue and promises to wait nearby. Relief loosens his shoulders like dropping a backpack full of bricks. On the bench, she tends his scraped hand, easy and calm. He thanks her and she shrugs it off. No problem. He rises to go. She calls out, surprised he is leaving already. That stops him. She grins and asks him to stay, keep her company until help arrives. She tugs his sleeve, playful, and calls it a thank you for letting her borrow his phone. His resolve wobbles. He studies her, voice gentle as he asks if she ran away from home. She admits a fight with her parents. The air shifts, honest and heavy. Inside, a breath he did not know he was holding slips out. She did not notice him watching earlier. Relief washes in. She explains the routine, internet cafes and karaoke to kill time, but nights get loud and rough. There is zero sleep and zero peace. He gets it, and he stays. The city hums, and for once, silence feels possible. Only in anime does a random lockout turn into a quiet heart-to-heart. She pivots, props her chin, and asks if he likes virtual YouTubers. His cool mask slips. He swallows, trying to keep his voice steady, telling himself to play it cool. She clocks the rubber strap as today's limited lottery merch. A jolt hits him, sweat pricks. His brain screams, busted. He considers denying it, but his ears already burn. He retreats to basics. He has not watched much anime, and he barely knows virtual YouTubers except the girl on his strap. She teases he looks like the type. He gives a wobbly maybe. Only in anime do background checks happen on a playground. She brightens and names the girl Nina. In his head, the name lands like a song. Her eyes sparkle. Nina looks like a tiny idol with elf ears and playful twin buns, even little wings. She says Nina is a special case, and that curious tone hooks him. He leans in despite himself. Curiosity beats pride. He wants to know why Nina is different, so what makes her special? He takes a breath and admits it. He used to date someone, not a crush. She was his senior at work. He chased her pace, stayed late, eyes on the clock, hoping he would be worthy. Betrayal hits like a brick. She cheated with a company higher up. The breakup was clean and cold. He sits in the dark, phone face down, jaw tight, wondering why his best was not enough. Because of this, he walks into work the next day, and the rumor mill is already at full blast. Voices pile on, calling him a liar and worse. He tries to explain, but every word sinks. The story flips, paints him as the villain, and the crowd buys it. Peak office logic. He ends up alone on a park bench, watching empty swings creak. Work, friends, and routine wobble. He thinks, did my whole life tilt because she dumped me? The sting lingers. He jolts and mutters, sorry for the gloom. She waves it off with a warm smile. It is fine. Her calm makes his shoulders drop. Talking with her feels easy, like shade on a hot day. He wonders why that comfort hits so hard. Memory yanks him back to a dark room, phone glow on his face. He finds Nina's stream. She laughs, works hard, and shrugs off rumors like a seasoned veteran. That grit sparks a small courage in him. He picks up a part-time job, one shift at a time. Maybe any streamer could have done that, he thinks. But the one who reached him was Nina. Because of that, she is special to him. Now he admits it, he is a gloomy shut-in, still scared of getting close to people. However, a wish starts to grow. One day he wants to smile in front of others, bright and open, just like Nina. That is his goal. For part 2, comment Nina. She watches the drizzle and admits she is pulling shifts at a convenience store. Classic survival mode, but that spark in her chest will not fade. If she can become that version of herself again, she swears she will grab that old work and go all in. Rain taps the empty swings, and the world takes a breath. A tiny pause hangs as she tests the word you. She turns, eyes bright, and fires back with a grin that cuts through the gloom. You can do it! He flinches, then feels it land. Maybe this is not a trap. Maybe he can move. He wants to believe, but fear has claws. Still, her certainty warms like a hoodie fresh from the dryer. He whispers that he hopes so too. Inside, he begs for proof. He calls himself gross and says streaming is just playing around. She does not let that slide. It is not playing. Some treat it casual, others treat it as work. People see it differently, she says, and that saving feeling he felt is real. He blurts a confused huh, because that cracks his script. She leans in and lays it out. Streamers plan every stream so viewers can enjoy it with them. They build personas on purpose, worry about overlap, and carve their own lane. They do it because they love it, but because they all take it seriously? Her tone sharpens. Do not call what they do playing. That word erases the grind, the nerves, the planning. Before he can answer, a polite voice calls from the hall, asking for him by name. A jolt hits his chest, the past tugging the present. A manager from Minihome waits at his door. He swallows and says he is coming. He bows deep, apologizes, then pivots as the property manager shows up. She stuffs her hands into her hoodie and speed runs away, pride zipped tight. He wants to explain, but that train already left the station. They walk the long corridor, swapping polite words. The air stays stiff because neither wants to poke the awkward bruise. A cold key presses into his palm, heavier than it should be. The manager tells him to be careful. He nods and whispers yes. Shame scratches the back of his neck. The door looms, it clicks. Now it hits him. She actually got a little angry mid-conversation because he made it sound like a game. He turns the lock and thinks, sure enough. He knew this was coming, yet his stomach still dips. The room answers with clutter and quiet. He admits he is not good at talking to real girls, and his thought trails off before the next flaw. Plastic bags rustle, posters stare, and the ceiling light buzzes like a lonely bee. The printed princess waits on the bed. He flops face first, hugs the pillow like a lifeline, and mutters that he is beat. Eyes closed, he thinks that with Nina, he would not feel like this. Loneliness loosens its grip for a second, just because he imagines her. Clinging to Nina, he steals a breath of calm like heaven on loan. She squeezes him in, proud, tossing praise like confetti. He knows the deal. With Nina, you watch the stream, drop a comment, move on. If he gets lucky, she might answer once. Tonight, that tiny ping feels huge, and in his head he grumbles, do not catch feelings. Right then, his phone lights up with a breakup. 3 messages hit like cold rain. We got a split. I expected a little more from you, Aoba. Goodbye. He tells himself it will not hurt in real life, not from just that. But his chest tightens, his fingers freeze, and the room tilts. He reaches for the old escape, the angel in his head, thinking, just shut it all off. Meanwhile, in a messy room, he wakes twisted on a futon, half draped over a girl. She blinks up, startled, and he jerks back like he touched a hot stove. Cans rattle, wrappers crinkle, and night air seeps through the window while his brain screams, "Please say I did not just ruin everything." He rubs his neck, muttering that he slept in a weird position. Thanks to that pretzel posture, his spine files a complaint. Silence hangs until his stomach growls louder than his pride. Okay, food first, damage control later, he thinks. Breakfast, then apologies. The silence splits as a sleeve flickers in the dark. Someone is here. His gut knows it before his eyes do. On the quiet curve of the street, Miyagi cannot stop thinking about the girl from earlier. It is late, and worry tugs at his sleeve. He reaches the park sign and reminds himself it is way past decent hours. She would be gone by now, right? He starts to turn, then freezes. Those calm eyes are right there, watching. She is on the bench, small against the night. He debates rushing in to thank her, or retreating because last time ended badly. Play it cool, or bail? His brain loops, no answer. A guy leans in on her. Miyagi peeks, heart punching his ribs. She is not alone, and now it is messy. He tells himself to ignore it, because strangers' drama is quicksand. The girl turns and beams out of nowhere and says, "You are finally here." His soul jumps, busted. She speedruns a fake boyfriend move, loud and sparkly. Miyagi blinks. Wait, me? Classic anime logic, but it might save her. The guy grabs her hoodie and drags. She yanks back and snarls, "Let go." Miyagi steps in, voice flat. "What are you doing?" The guy rambles about kindness while blocking her escape. Miyagi considers slipping away while they are distracted. His feet itch to bail. She shouts, "I do not want to go." He stares at his shoes and asks himself if leaving now is really okay. Running always felt safe, but it also felt like running from everything he hates. A memory hits. She once listened to his awkward dream about smiling like Nina and answered without doubt, "You absolutely can do it." His throat tightens, fingers curl, decision locks in. He cuts through the noise. "You know," he says in expectivity, "she clearly hates what you are doing." The guy denies it. Miyagi points to the obvious while the girl looks up startled. Now the chaos gremlin wakes. Miyagi steps way too close and basically asks to get beaten up, like it is his hobby. The guy sputters. The girl tells him to stop and keep his distance. Yep, flawless plan. Suddenly she shoves the aggressor off with a fierce shout. He stumbles and retreats into the trees. Quiet returns. Miyagi sinks down with a bitter laugh. "I am so lame." Nina kneels, eyes shining, and asks if he is okay. Shadows cling to the street while Nina rushes through what happened. A stranger jumped out at her and guilt rides her voice. She apologizes for dragging Miyagi into this. He waves it off, steady, but his eyes scan the dark like a guard dog. In his head, "Stay calm, keep watch." She grips her hoodie strings, knuckles white, blaming herself again. Fear still flashes in her eyes. She insists she should be the one apologizing. She squints and asks what he even means. Did something happen before? Miyagi admits he might have made her uncomfortable. She snaps back, "Not true." He offers to make it up to her. She pops a finger up like she just hit a buzzer and declares a plan. She will stay at his place because that creep might come back. His brain hard resets. Too much, he blurts, cheeks overheating. In his head, bad idea, danger flags. She just says, "Figures." Yep, boundaries secured. Leaning on the rail, he wonders if she was teasing him. Her voice softens instead. She is glad he was nearby. Out here is rough. The dark presses close. He only manages a small, "Huh." She looks up, eyes wet and shining, and admits she thought no one would find her. Relief loosens her shoulders. She gathers a breath and starts a soft "so," leaving the rest hanging. Moonlight crowns her as she smiles through tears. "Thank you," she breathes, "for finding me." His chest finally unclenches, and the night feels safe again. If you want part 2, comment found below. Freeze. His eyes lock on a shape ahead, breath hitching, cheeks hot, one bead of sweat giving him away. Something is off, and he knows it. Not now, he thinks. Moonlight spills across a looming cloak, armor straps, a hidden face, built like trouble. He stays low, ready to bolt or shield her. In his head, one thought loops, I just wanted to get her home. But the figure blocks the only path. The silence stretches and the forest holds its breath. Of course, a cloaked stranger shows up under perfect moonlight. Anime timing never misses. Meanwhile, her gaze softens as memories rearrange. She bites her lip, scolding herself for missing the signs. In real life, the pieces match too. The voice, the small kindnesses, the way he always looked back to check if she was keeping up. He swallows and starts. You are? The words feel heavy, like saying them will change everything. She steps closer, light catching the flower pin, and his certainty clicks into place. He breathes her name like a secret, Amasa Nina. In the quiet, a promise blooms. I would fall in love with you. Not today, not out loud, but it is there, and it is real. He blurts before thinking, a shaky why slipping out. Panic spikes, and inside he groans. What am I even saying? She fires back, wanting to know why he thinks she is Nina.
He scrambles for an answer. Her voice, the way she talks, that unmistakable vibe. She touches her chin, studying him like a puzzle, while he prays he did not overreach.
Because in anime logic, voice equals identity. She admits he found her easily and says she will be more careful. His eyes go wide, breath catching, and he yelps that he was right. The night hums with awkward triumph. She softens and apologizes for wrecking the perfect image he had. He wonders if she always admits it this easily, asks if she will deny it, and worries about a virtual streamer's privacy. She says she cannot fake it and would rather be honest than tell a bad lie. In exchange, she asks him to keep it secret. He promises without hesitation. She leans in with a small, hopeful, really? And he gives a steady reassurance. Relief floods her. Knees bend, shoulders loosen. A tiny smile sneaks in. She starts to speak again, momentum building. She raises her pinky, eyes bright and glassy, and asks for a secret between just them. Let's make a promise. Warm and close, a little sparkly and very sincere.
Little fingers link. Heat climbs his cheeks as he thinks this is so Nina.
A classic pinky promise, simple and heavy, locking the moment in place. He exhales, saying he can leave with peace of mind. She blinks, surprised. Reality taps his shoulder, so he asks where she will sleep after running away. She admits she has nowhere. She swings her strap, plays it cool, and claims she will manage somehow. Brave face on, but the night air bites harder than pride. Really, he thinks, he met the person behind the screen. Her cheerful invite to join another stream echoes, now weirdly personal, like she spoke straight to him. He watches her roll away, heart tugging. The persona feels far, the girl feels close. He stalls, stuck between goodbye and do something. He breathes a white puff and calls out, awkward but firm. It is late and outside is not safe. Only for tonight, you can stay at my place. Apartment lights wait in the dark, like they are holding their breath. She slips into a quiet room, drops by the luggage, sinks to the floor. Her scarf loosens, one sock on, one bare leg, long breath. She presses into that idle pillow like it might answer. Tonight is borrowed, comfort is thin, but it is still something. Her merch beams with a perfect ribbon and a practiced smile. Fabric whispers as she pulls the blanket close. The printed face peeks out, glossy and untouchable. She keeps staring, thinking how the persona fills the room while the actual girl just tries to feel warm. She studies a slip of paper, fingers steady but careful. His name, his contact. He actually likes Nina, she thinks. A little stunned by the kindness. Trust, handed over in plain ink, feels heavier than it looks. By the entry, trash bags rustle, and his voice turns practical. He says, call me if anything happens. Use anything you need. When you leave, just leave the door unlocked. Bold move, sir. Anime logic says doors are optional. She peeks up and asks softly, Oni-san, are you going somewhere? He rubs the back of his head and lays it out. You would not relax if I stay, so I will hit an internet cafe. She fires back that it is his home, not hers. He smiles anyway. It is fine. See you soon. He promises to be back before noon, and the door clicks. She holds her cup and swallows silence. The futon catches her as she drops. Her eyes trace the ceiling while her mind chews on letters. Is it Miyagi Aoba? She wonders, trying to get it right. The pillow smells clean. Ao-san is such a good person, she thinks, and her shoulders finally relax. Meanwhile, he hunches over a monitor in a dim booth, nerves buzzing. I got carried away, he admits. I asked her to stay at my place, but we are not there together, so it should be fine, he tells himself, repeating it like a spell that almost works. Another thought stings. Did I invite her only after I knew she was Nina? That makes me look bad, he thinks, wincing. So he digs for a better reason and hits the truth. A weird guy tailed her earlier, and streets can be cruel. He refuses to leave her alone with that risk. He lets out a long breath. It was a rough night, so letting her stay felt like the only play. Still, asking if she was Nina was a mistake, he thinks, cringing at himself. Nina stays special to me, no matter what. Besides, he never wanted to meet the real person behind the screen. That boundary kept things simple. That is why, once she walks out tomorrow, he decides to forget about meeting her. He moves down the quiet corridor, hard on double time. He checks his phone, sees 11:32, and winces. It was supposed to be one night. Keep her safe, then forget the face. That was the boundary. He repeats it like a spell that almost sticks. He tries the handle. Locked? Of course it is, because the universe loves drama. A cold thought pricks him. What if she's still inside? He swallows, sweat tickling his cheek, pretending he's ready for whichever answer comes. The door swings open, warm light spills out, and she turns with a smile. Welcome home. The words hit like a hug in a trap. He freezes, mind flashing. I never wanted to meet the real you, but here we are. He blurts that this was just for one night, voice stuck between firm and flustered. Oil sizzles while she works the spatula, saying it wouldn't feel right to leave after his help. Guilt wrestles his boundaries. She adds she has nowhere to go, which lands heavy. He starts to push back, softer now, saying staying longer would be tough. However, she pivots. More importantly, his pulse spikes. What is it? Let's eat together. Her grin is bright enough to power the stove. A beat hangs in the air, stretching the moment. The plate gleams like treasure, steam curling up, rice sparkling like it rolled a luck buff. They sit on the floor, 2 plates between them, the room so empty their voices bounce. He eyes the mystery mix. What's this? She chirps. Fried cup noodles with rice. Meanwhile, she asks, do you own a table? He coughs out an apology. No table. Minimalist by accident. Anime logic approved. He takes a careful bite, bracing for chaos, thinking it might taste like soba and rice cooked together. Surprise, it's actually good. Better than good. Seasoned, chewy, weird in the right way. She leans in, fishing for the verdict. It's quite good, right? He nods, says it's tasty, and means it. Her smile loosens the room, like someone finally opened a window. He tells himself it's just dinner. Right. He pauses, cheeks warm. It has been ages since he ate with someone, and even longer since someone said welcome home. He tries to play it cool, but a tiny smile betrays him. Inside, he admits it feels nice. Nina fidgets, sleeve swallowing her hands, breath hitching. She builds up the courage and asks to crash at his place for a while. His brain blue screens. No table at home and now a roommate request? Because anime roommates, right? He jolts, blurting what and why faster than his heart can keep up. He hears her call him Adoa-san. Panic flickers. Did she find his secret username? For a heartbeat, he imagines everything breaking. Relief hits when she says it is just a nickname. He spots a laptop nearby and asks about it. She says it is hers. She tried editing last night, slicing her stream into clips. She is not great with computers. She messed up, lost progress, and thought about pausing the next edit. He yelps like she just deleted the internet. He springs forward and asks to check the machine. She nods. Fingers hover over the keys, eyes sharp. He asks if she tinkered with the data. A quiet beat. His gaze hardens at the chaos on screen. She grips her head, sweat beading, guilt all over her face. With permission, he digs deeper. He works fast and restores the original stream. She lights up, calling it amazing. She points where she wants the thumbnail. He nods and drops it in. This layout work for you? He asks, eyes still on the screen. Side by side, they tackle more fixes. He flags brutal audio sync, says he can handle it, and adds that a proper computer would help, for she hesitates for a second. He grins and tells her to wait. Nina studies him, eyes bright. Her gut whispers he might actually be the real deal. Later, he sits by the laptop, thinking. She wonders if they need someone truly amazing, then asks about his past. He admits editing is not his specialty, but he did programming at his former company. How much does he know? He shrugs, more than the average person. Confidence sneaks in, quiet but solid. Dinner warmed him up, teamwork sealed it. The roommate question still hangs, but momentum is rolling. If you want part 2, comment thumbnail below. Nina bursts in, shouts wait, and presses a stack of bills to his chest. He jolts beside the laptop, stunned. She says it is the editing fee, promises real payment, and begs to hire him for more. His thoughts scramble, but a tiny spark says she is serious.
He asks, why not use your agency? And warns that trusting a stranger with your identity is risky. She lowers her head, thumbs her phone, and whispers, it is complicated.
Her eyes shine, her voice tight. She pleads for help with her streams. Sweat beads on his skin, his chest tight. This just got real. She rushes on, saying money is not the issue, but there is one more ask. She nudges the cash toward him and asks if she can stay at his place for a little while. Smooth ask, nothing huge, just moving in. She promises rent and utilities, whispers she is in trouble, and says if this keeps up, she cannot stream again. Her hands tremble. He weighs stepping in against leaving her stranded. He exhales and agrees to help with the streams if she is fine with him doing it. Relief blooms across her face like sunrise. However, he refuses the cash. He figures it is probably viewer donations and he will not touch that. Integrity beats instant payout even if his wallet cries. From a fan's point of view, it feels wrong for someone outside management to take that money. He offers it back, thinking, I cannot be that guy. From the laptop, her voice cuts in. That money is not from donations. He freezes mid-reach. Wait, what did she just say? She explains it is her agency salary, separate from fan money. This is not a gift. She sits up straight and says it clean. She is a streamer asking for work and she will pay fair. He swallows another protest. She adds the payment is for the good of the stream and she has no one else. He finally nods. All right, he will do it. Her shoulders drop with a tiny sigh of relief. Because of that, he brings up the staying over issue. He shuts it down with a flat no. The mood snaps like a rubber band. She lunges, grabs his collar, and fires off the question, why slam the door now when you let me stay last night? He backpedals, says living together is impossible. One roof equals instant romance in their world. Because anime logic. His brain is already sweating. She pivots, swears it is not living together, just a short stay, a tiny window, no strings. They tangle and hit the floor, her hair curtaining his face. She whispers, pretty please, and his heart pounds like a drum. He thinks, one wrong move and rumors speedrun my life. His hands hover, frozen, while his resolve starts to bend. She softens the hit with one line. Think of it as helping Nina. Sitting on the dim bed edge, he remembers how she grabbed his sleeve when he was spiraling. His fist loosened. Maybe he can return the favor. Maybe he can actually help her now. Back by the door, she edges closer, daring him to choose. He gulps, voice catching, and lets the word fall anyway. All right. Her eyes light up like fireworks, but he cuts in. There is a condition. The air cools. She waits, braced for the price. You ran from home after a fight with your parents, right? Let's work on fixing that. Tell me everything. I will listen and I will help. She looks down, shoulders tight, and gives the smallest nod.
He draws a line in the quiet room. He says, you don't have to share everything right now, but I will judge your intent. If I see no effort, you go. His jaw stays firm, his eyes soften. She swallows, fingers tight on her sleeve, and nods. He thinks, protect her, but don't enable chaos. She exhales and whispers, I understand.
Morning air loosens the tension. She thanks him, admits she was in real trouble, and vows to return to school. He nods because structure beats the spiral. She remembers a small disaster. Her uniform stayed crammed in her bag, so it's a wrinkled mess. He hums, supportive but cautious. He offers an easy fix. Toss it in the machine, job done. She blinks. He pauses, brain lagging, and asks, "What uniform do you mean?" She lifts a check skirt like a flag, case closed. Of course the boss fight is laundry. His smile freezes. "Regular high school uniform," she says. The words hit like ice water. He blurts out, "Are you a high school student?" She nods. Casual, like it's nothing. His heartbeat decides to speed run. Full panic mode. He begs, "Forget what I said a minute ago." She protests. He refuses hard. "No way can a high schooler stay here." He shouts, "I will become a criminal." Overreaction. Maybe, but to him, it feels real. She counters without blinking. "I already stayed last night, so the milk is already spilled." His denial is clumsy. "I was not home." She nudges the trap shut. "If you throw me out and the police pick me up, questions will pile up. Under pressure, I will say where I slept. What will they think of you?" He stammers. Wait. His thoughts scramble. "I am boxed in." She leans close, eyes bright, and delivers the finisher. "That is why you will let me stay, right?" She speaks his name softly. His face locks up, pupils pinprick, sweat blooming. Because of this, the choice lands squarely on him.